Welcome to Oh, She's Funny. I'm your host, LP, and today we are talking to a very talented woman. She's a writer, an actor, a very talented improviser, a podcaster, host of the podcast College Town, and she's here with me today. I'm thrilled to welcome Erin Whitehead. Hi.
Hello. Oh, LP. I'm really excited to talk to you.
I'm so thrilled that you're here. I'm such a
And
fan
that
of the
sounded fake,
podcast.
by the way, because I feel like we were talking a second before, but I really am excited. But as I said it, I was like, we were just talking, and I
Right. Well, I believe that you've
good.
you've reassured me. Now I'm questioning
And
it.
now I ruined it. Yeah.
Now I'm not sure, but you know what? We're gonna have a good time regardless. If either of us are excited to be here or not.
No, I know. I honestly am. It was more that I heard my delivery and I was like, that was
No, let's be cash. We're great.
okay.
Your delivery was great. How are you? Where am I finding you today?
You're finding me at the place I'm house sitting,
Ooh, a
which
house
is
sitting gig. That could be fun. Is it an
it is.
upgrade
It's
or
people I know. So I used to take care of their cats, and now there's no cats because this was years ago. It wasn't my fault. The cats got old.
all right. Again, you're
I
throwing
know it's
things
everything I'm
and
saying
it's
is
making me question, was it your fault?
it's even making me question the way I'm saying things today. I feel like it might be the ear. I want to blame it on the earbuds in my ear. Like I'm hearing everything
Right.
and not my voice.
Okay. Maybe
It's
it's the
horrifying.
earbuds. Maybe you're a cat murderer.
Maybe I'm a liar all around. A sociopath.
God,
This is how we figure out.
this is a very intense podcast so far.
I know. I'm
Um, that's fun though to
start
have
again.
start again. All right, we'll cut all that. Um, uh,
This is my house.
that's your house.
I've
Hey,
never owned a pet.
God, have you never owned a pet?
I actually never have as an adult. We had pets growing up, but I haven't had my own pet.
It's kind of must feel free then. You don't have like a something drawing you back to your house. Do you feel
Kind
free
of.
there?
No. I do a lot of pet sitting and I was thinking about this recently. I was like a substitute teacher for a long time.
Yeah.
I was a stand-in for a while, a pet sitter, a house sitter,
Ooh.
and I'm like, I always just taking someone else's place in their life. I got to get my own life.
Oh, wow. This is a metaphor for yourself and how you view yourself.
I think it might be.
Were you a stand-in for anyone fun?
No, I was more of like a very regular background on a show, so they would stick me in when there
Right,
was like a
right.
guest star,
I
but
always
I
like when
wasn't.
the stand-in really resembles the actor they're
Oh,
playing.
it's wild.
And
I
like,
didn't
how do they figure out that that's a job for them and locate and contact that actor?
and then they seem to follow them from project
Yeah,
to project
it could be like a long-term gig for you. You look a little bit like somebody and then you could be working
for
right next to them.
years.
Yeah.
I
Stand
did
in life.
one episode of Friends as background.
Did you?
And I didn't stand in for anyone. I was just in the coffee shop, but I their stand-ins looked exactly like them and would do the rehearsals in the same intonation that they delivered all their lines.
It was like Bizarro
It
friend.
was like uncanny friends. Yeah.
That's so funny. One time I was a background actor on the SNL opening, and I thought that was like the coolest day. I was like new to New York, and I got to record, like dancing. I'm sure you can't see me at all, but just to be
It didn't
on.
even occur to me that that was background.
Right. Yeah, it seems like they're
Yeah.
already out there in New York.
Yeah.
It's all
Believe
fake.
everything.
Everything is fake. Um, well, I'm so excited that you're here, and I love the woman that you've chosen to talk about today as a comedy inspiration to you. Please tell me who we're discussing.
We're talking about Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf, a talented, abundantly talented actor.
From drama to comedy to seemingly everything in between. She's
She's
not
like a
genre
powerhouse.
specific. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're specifically thinking of Jackie on Roseanne, too.
Well, that was I mean, I watched all 11 seasons of that multiple times.
This is
And
like a repeat show for you.
oh my God. And I grew
And did
up
you
on it.
start did you start like when it was on the air?
Yeah. And I looked up when it started. It started in 88. So I wasn't watching it when it started because I would
Okay.
have been like 8 or 9. But
People were a little controversial about her. She was like a no nonsense housewife.
yeah, no nonsense. And also like very liberal,
Yeah.
very feminist. And it's so funny that that was the controversy around her
Right.
at
And
the
then
time.
circle all the way to recent controversies with her. But
I know I was excited to talk about the show actually because I was like, oh, we can just pretend we don't know what she's like currently because she's so great in the first few seasons.
She really is. And I was rewatching the show. It's so groundbreaking at the time, like
Yeah.
to just have a real mom who was like I forget what she does in the episode I watched, but she just was like didn't give a shit that her kids like homework wasn't done and she was just like too bad, figure it out. Like it's
I
like
know. And being like sarcastic and top of her intelligence with them. And the
you're right.
kids too. Like nobody is sitcom-y on that show.
No, and it's a multicam.
That's what shocked me. I was like, there was one episode in particular where I think she like, because I rewatched it too this week. I got through 2.5 seasons, which is tells you something about
Whoa.
my success level that I have that much time right now. But there was an episode where she thinks that she got a job. So she calls home and she's like, I got the job. And she's been searching for months. And so Dan gets like a party together for her and everyone's so excited. And then in the meantime, they find out she doesn't have the right experience and she doesn't get it. And when she comes home, the whole party's there. And I was like, of course, the thing is going to be she has to fake having a job for this whole party. And
Right.
instead, they just had her be like, I didn't get it. And then it was awkward and it was real. And I was like, this is insane that a sitcom in the late 80s
Yeah.
didn't do the easy, like, oh, this is the episode where somebody lies the whole time.
Right. Yeah, the go-to bit that we would have your first idea perhaps.
Yeah.
She just plays it real. Well,
Yeah.
that's also why Jackie is so good because she was so real.
So real.
So like 30s, I think she's like started and she was like late mid 30s in the show. And
Yeah.
just like just sort of miserable but like jokey about it and like unlucky in love and changing careers so much and it's just so fun to watch her be kind of miserable.
And make such huge choices. Like I was watching her being like, oh, you could add this style of acting into a sketch and it would work, but she's so emotionally on the money every single line. Like she never sounds like she's making a joke. Or
I
her
believe
character is, but
she is Jackie. I believe that is who she is. And actually, I was reading some interviews, and she did say that Jackie is a character very close to her in real life.
oh really?
Yeah,
I love hearing that.
yeah.
It's so interesting because I looked up too. I didn't realize she had been on SNL.
I saw that too. One episode.
One episode before the writer's strike.
Isn't that funny?
It really made me wonder, like, what was that for her? Was she like, are you fucking kidding me? Or did she have a lot of other stuff cooking at the time?
Right. I think it was in like 1981 or something. So it's a good chunk before Roseanne happens. And I know she's
Yeah.
doing theater and stuff, but yeah, that must have been, how excited are you when you get on SNL and then
One episode. I did look up a sketch though. I could
did you
only
find
find
it?
one. Yeah, I found one. And she is very her. She's like very grounded in it. And
That's
it's an SNL sketch, but it was really funny. Yeah.
Was it her? I've read it was something like her being shot for the president. Was that it?
Oh, I didn't find that one.
Okay.
This was somebody, she was being set up to tell a really funny story. And it
Oh,
wasn't that funny of a story, but they kept telling her to tell it. But then she'd get interrupted at the dinner table over and over and have to keep trying to make this
sounds like
story
a
have
good bit.
legs. It was great.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
So is this like a show that you still continue to repeat watch?
No, I hadn't watched it in years. That was why it was so fun to go back and be
Yeah.
like, wait, this is better than I remembered. How is that possible?
Did you happen to come across the episode where their dad passes away and she has to make that phone call to like her aunt or something?
Well, I know I didn't get to that yet, but I know exactly which one. It's one of my top favorite Jackie
I think that's like a
performances.
very famous Jackie moment. Their dad dies and she has to call an aunt, and I guess the aunt is hard of hearing, so you only hear Jackie's side of the conversation, and she's
Right.
just screaming that her dad's dead over and over. And then she's just like, you know what? He's great. He sends his love, and that's yeah.
And then the end is, I think she's like, I'm not doing that
Oh
again.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She does. Yeah, she's great faces on her. Emotions that just like come. Her face is kind of rubbery. Like it really.
It is. It's almost Jim Carrey like.
Yeah.
She can really do the like eyes widening, telling you so much. Like
Yep, or like just a yell with her whole face or something. Yeah.
it's so good.
She was nominated for an Emmy 4 times
But were they all for Roseanne?
for the first, well, she was nominated more than that in her life, but four
Okay.
times for Jackie, and she won 3 times. And then later, when they throw up the Connors, later she gets nominated again.
And do you know, I haven't gotten into the Connors yet.
I didn't get into the Connors either. I feel guilty about it because she's so talented. I should just watch it for
I
Jackie.
know. Well, I started it for that reason, and then I think the MAGA versus her and the she was
It
wearing a
really
pussy hat, and
sours.
I was like, I can't do it. Yeah,
That's tough.
it was a little too on the nose. I was like,
Do they make Roseanne a MAGA person?
she was MAGA,
Oh,
and I think they probably have. I mean, she probably insisted.
yeah.
Is my guess. What annoyed me with that was a lot of people were like, "Well, it makes total sense that Roseanne would be MAGA, of course," and I was like, I think you're just talking about her being blue collar. But she was true,
Right.
like she marched in, or her, she, the character of Roseanne talks about having like marched in war protests and she was a hippie and they did psychedelics and she's such
Yeah.
a feminist with the girls. I'm like, I really don't think that character. I think this was a matter of the comedian coming into money and becoming
Right.
extreme,
Right.
but I
She
don't
did
think
have
that
a
character.
fun reality show for a hot second about her peanut farm in Hawaii, I think she has.
I
Or
did not know that.
pecans or something. There was like a Roseanne, she lived in Hawaii and she's on a farm and it was just cameras following her around. It was before the Connors. So it was a little, you weren't as afraid of her.
Was she politically anything at
No,
that point? Okay.
not that I know of. It was
Yeah.
enjoyable to watch her just be kind of kooky.
God, that's so funny. I had no idea.
Yeah. Um, Laurie Metcalf will be 70 years old this year.
I saw that.
Yeah,
She's
almost her
69. I can't,
birthday. Happy birthday,
yeah.
June 16th. Um, and I was reading about all the jobs that Jackie had on the show. She becomes a police officer,
Yep.
a truck driver, a co-owner of the Lanford Lunchbox, that restaurant that they opened together.
Right.
Later, she becomes a life coach.
Oh, I forgot about the life coach years.
I don't remember the life coach years. That seems so opposite of, Jackie's so lost and like can't figure it out. And then did they sort of make her more of a together character?
And was that was on Roseanne and not on the
I'm
Connors?
not sure. It wasn't listed. Maybe it was the Connors.
Because life coach also seems like something I didn't even know existed back then.
That's true. Yeah.
But who knows? They must have.
Early 90s life coach. Bring them back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess since the show was 11 years, it could have been like a 97. I guess there would have been life coaches in 97, but I don't remember that word until like the last
Totally.
decade.
Yeah. We got to watch the Connors and see Jackie as a life coach and
I
what
guess.
advice she's giving.
Yeah. Well, free life coach. Great.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I need one.
I really need one. Every time I see a therapist, I think what I want from them is a life coach. I don't know why I'm doing this. I want someone to actually just tell me what to do.
Right. They try not to tell you what to do. They want to ask you how you feel about what you're doing already. But yeah, a life coach is just pumping me up.
Yeah. And
Get
giving me a
that laundry
plan.
done. Get
Oh,
those chores
listen,
done.
if you want that, I can be your life coach.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I need someone to just pump me up for my days.
I could be your hype chore woman.
Maybe that's what I want, a hype chore woman.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that with rap music. I listen to a lot of rap music because they're often rapping about how fantastic they are, and that hypes me up to get through my day.
That's great. Is that
Yeah.
like you're getting ready for the morning music? Do you
That's my getting ready, especially if I have like a meeting, I have to pitch something in. I will be like rapping hard before that meeting.
That's great. Yeah, there are certain pump up songs that I'll put on in the car specifically because I know they'll get me in a good mood.
Yeah. Did you used to watch The Office and see Dwight ever in the car, like screaming to rock music before a sales pitch?
Oh, that's right. I mean, I haven't watched that show in years, but yes, is so funny.
Yeah. I used
Yeah.
to listen to a lot of like emo music, and I felt like this is sort of like putting me in that mood. What if I switched music and listened to like hype rap all the time? And now I'm just ready to wear my drip and no, that was so lame.
Well, I was like,
Um,
man, if you're listening to rap all the time, you don't need a hype woman. It seems like you're good to go.
no, I'm getting hyped myself.
Have you ever written a rap specifically for yourself?
You know what I used to do when I was younger is write like parody songs to different rap and pop songs and give them to my friends. So
You were like a Weird Al
a
before
little
your
Weird Al
time.
inspired time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
thought.
loved Weird Al.
Did you?
Oh my God, as a second and third grader, I thought he was God.
Who was funnier than that?
Nobody. I mean, and most of those songs I heard for the first time, his version. So I would then
Right,
hear the
right.
real version and be like, oh, this isn't as good.
This is boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eat it. Nothing's better than eat it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever worked on a multi-camera show?
No. I did a pilot that a UCB woman wrote and directed, and we did like I don't even know what you call it. It was sort of like a live pitch for it, where we did do the pilot at a
Oh,
studio
wow.
lot,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
people came, and I think it, it was one of those like maybe we'll buy it, maybe we won't, and then it went nowhere. But I've never done like a show that was on the air.
Right. I once did like a, I don't know what it was considered, but like I was with the writers on a Whitney Cummings sitcom
Oh
for
yeah.
an episode, and they were like, come in and just like pitch some jokes in between takes or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I get in there and, they run a scene and then I'm like, okay, the last joke that they said, and I'm like thinking through like what I'm going to go over and pitch. By the time I've like even remembered what they just said, 20 writers are already like pitching her 5 jokes at a time. And I was just like whiplash through that whole episode. Like, how are they doing this so fast? I'm just like a little more like chill, like, let's think about what we could say. And maybe they had pre-written everything and I was just like feeling crazy. But the writers on those shows are like,
They're so
boom, boom,
fast.
boom, boom.
No, I actually had that same experience too. A friend was like, I can get you in to be punch up on the day. And I was like, great, how fun. They
Yeah.
handed me the script when I walked in the door and they were already shooting. So I'm like flipping pages frantically trying to be like, I haven't even read the episode that we're doing.
Right.
So as people are pitching, I'm like, I feel really behind here. Like I don't even
Yeah.
know I don't know what's happening. I got in no jokes.
Yeah. I got in no jokes. I didn't get asked back for another episode.
I did not get asked back. I think it is rough to be thrown in when you've never experienced it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm thinking about it like they must have had that script there. They work there, so they've been looking at those
Yeah,
jokes for
they've
longer
seen it. They have alternates probably
in
pre-written.
their pocket. Yeah. And
Totally.
meanwhile, I'm like, oh, wait. I just read the first one. Wait, we're moving on. Oh shit.
Is my exact experience.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was wild. But that's
And
like a
then
super talent.
did they send you, because mine wasn't even paid, but thank God, because I would have felt truly terrible taking money. But they sent like a gift card for a massage or something. And
Yeah, they sent me like an Amazon gift card.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Such a weird job in that sense where you're like, well, I guess it's not really a job anyway. So
It's
it's
just
okay to
got
get
a
nothing in.
favor for my friends, I guess.
I guess so.
But I got a present, so bought a nice shirt with it.
I still have yet to use my massage.
Oh my goodness.
I never use massage. It's terrible. When I have a gift certificate to go get any kind of thing done, I think about the parking and like the tipping, and I get nervous and I just don't use it.
Just put it off. Oh my
I
God, that's
do.
so funny. Do you like massages if you're paying for them yourself?
I understand the whole process from beginning to end. Great.
You have a reserved parking spot.
Yeah, this is
Get
where you
there,
put you're going to be left a piece of paper and you will tip at this point in time.
then it can be comfortable.
Yeah, I don't like the thing of like they leave the room and you're like, are they coming back?
Right. They just
Do I
go
get dressed now?
disappear.
Like what? Yeah.
Yeah, the whole massage thing to me is a little awkward. I am also like, I never say like, that's too hard or like stronger over here. And so I'm usually just at the end like, I didn't like that.
Do you write that in the comment section?
But it's my own fault because I didn't say anything.
I know. No, that's only been my experience too. And I had one that was just terrible. I mean, I felt like the woman was sort of gently poking me with her
Ugh.
fingertips and I said nothing. And then I had a really good one where it was a Thai massage, I guess. And at one point the
Oh,
guy
wait
was
a
like
second.
kneeling on me with
Oh,
my arms behind my back, like yanking me. I can't, but it felt good.
I got a Thai massage once and I was not warned that they might use their feet to massage you.
I wouldn't have liked that.
And I'm laying there and I'm like, is this woman's feet on my back? Like I didn't know, I wasn't sure, but it felt like
Yeah.
feet. And I started to like get hot and like feel a little violated.
Oh, yeah.
Like I didn't agree for you to rub your feet on me.
I do feel, and again, with massage, you just need more communication.
Yeah, why aren't they talking to us? They're touching us so much.
There's going to be feet. This is when you tip.
These are my
You
feet. This is my calloused heel rubbing against your shoulder.
and why? By the way, because now I'm so curious. Like, was she fully standing on you?
I think she was on the table. Yeah, and there were like poles above that they could like hold on so they're, when they're using their feet. But I got so freaked out that I was like, I'll have a stomach ache. And I just like got up and ran out.
And she went flying because she'd been
She
standing.
flew off. I don't know if she's okay.
No, you didn't look back. Come on.
No, I had to get out of there. There was feet on me. I think I have a little foot thing.
Did you get your parking validated?
I don't even think they validated my damn parking.
God
And then I
damn it.
sat in the car and was just like as if something horrible happened to
Well,
me.
something horrible kind of did. I don't want someone's feet on me either.
It was non-consensual and it just
Yeah.
I had to deal with it.
No, I'd sooner have something sexually violating happen than have somebody walk on top of me.
Right. If in comparison you would choose, you would choose the alternate.
Grab my butt. And by the way, that's what I went to when I thought of something sexual. Anything worse than that would be actually worse than
Yeah, just a little butt grab.
that's fine.
Yeah, I would have rather had her grab my butt than walk on me with her feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabbing butt actually might not be sexual. It might just be part of the massage now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, a butt massage is actually really good. A lot of
I don't
tension
know.
in there.
I don't know if I've had that.
I don't think I've had it except from like a partner,
Yeah.
but a little elbow in the top of your butt really
See, and I
loosens up the lower back.
being single, I tell you what, it's hard to get an elbow in your own butt.
It's hard to get an elbow in your ass when you're single.
It really is.
Damn. Well, there's goals, Gotta find someone willing to elbow your butt.
I gotta put that on my Hinge profile.
Yeah, you gotta be real specific.
Yeah.
Have you been on it for a while?
No, I got on during the fires because I thought that this is the best time to really. I just wanted a distraction, I think, and I'd been kind of wanting to do it for a while, and I was like, sure, why not? But I feel like it is a crazy time to get on it, where I feel like the world is so stressful, and then I think I'm also stressed in life, and I have found that first dates just end up. I've seen pity in men's eyes looking at me as I'm trying to explain my life. And I'm like, this is probably not the right time for me to be dating if I'm garnering this kind of look.
Right. If you're setting up a sympathy look, yeah, those aren't the eyes you're looking for at the end of the date.
No. I mean, I guess I had told the guy enough that like, and to me, it's not that sad. To me, I'm more like, listen, I don't know. We're in a ongoing pandemic. I think I'm in a little bit of a career crisis. Like to me, these are things that are just like a little honest,
Real life, yeah.
a real life. And he was like, well, what TV shows are you into? And I was like, oh, I love Somebody Somewhere. And he was like, what's that about? And I said,
Yeah,
it's
some
about a
guy
woman in
doesn't
her,
know.
no, he didn't know. And I was like, well, it's about a woman in her 40s. And she just kind of, she just hasn't like found her thing yet. But then she finds all these friends and she sort of starts discovering herself. And he goes, gee, I wonder why you like that. I was like, wow, on a first date, I guess I already told you too much.
You have to hold it a lot of it back on that first date. Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, you got to present the shiny, everything's going great. It's going to be cakes and rainbows with me.
See, I can't do the car salesman thing. I mean, you saw me at the beginning. I could barely sell something that was
Right. You
true.
were like, I'm happy to be here, and no one believed you.
No, and I truly was happy. I just didn't believe my line reading.
Right. Okay.
Was
Got to
it?
retake it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dating, you don't reveal the realness until about 3 months in, I think.
3 months.
3 months.
But then don't they feel betrayed?
Sometimes they do. Yeah. Yeah. And then
I
you're
don't
like,
know.
I sleep all day and I have no money. And they're like, well, I love you.
See, I have that in my profile. Should I not?
Oh, yeah. That's way too early. That's too honest. No, change it.
I should take down the crying selfies and
Oh, you have pictures of you
make a,
crying on there. Yeah.
that's all. That's
We need
the
a
only photos
revamp.
I have up there. Yeah. Yeah.
We need a revamp. Yeah. I know you love to take pictures of yourself when you're crying. You got it.
And especially send them to somebody else who's having a hard time. I think that's the most appropriate thing is to send
Right.
a
Yeah.
photo
I'm
of myself
also
empathy
sad.
crying. I'm also
Yeah.
sad. Sadder, in fact, for you.
Right. Here's why.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, it's good friendship. I was also catching up on to bring it back to Jackie. Did you know
Yeah.
Did you watch it through the end of the Roseanne incarnation? Did you watch to the end there?
Wait, so what do you mean,
Like
Roseanne?
through season 11, you watched, yeah, you said you've watched the whole
Oh, I
season.
have in the past, but I certainly didn't make it through
Right, right.
this last time. Yeah.
I was reading that for a moment, Jackie's character was a lesbian. And then that came out that it was actually a lie that Roseanne's character spread, and then they made her straight again.
I do not remember
That might have
this.
been also in the Connors because it was like Roseanne wrote a book, and
No, but that was the end of.
that was the
Oh,
end.
that's right. Because do you remember that last season was insane? Like
Like win the lottery or
they
something.
win the lottery, and I bet Jackie was a lesbian during that time because everything kind of went just directions you
You were
wouldn't
just
have
like,
guessed. But then the last episode, she's just back, and it's they're poor, and she's writing a book, and she's like, Dan died a year ago, and it was all her fantasy from him having died.
oh,
A
God.
terrible ending to such a good show.
Right. They're lucky they got to bring it back.
Yeah,
But it was
yeah.
like kind of, she was almost a lesbian icon. She would have been welcomed. And then they were like, actually, that's just a lie from Roseanne's book. Here's some more terrible relationships for Jackie.
That's wild.
Super funny.
Wow. I wonder if she's a lesbian on the Connors.
No, I think they made her.
She's not.
Yeah.
She's still straight. Okay.
Yep.
I
And
loved her. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was remembering that one of her first boyfriends, Jackie's, was George Clooney,
George Clooney, and so young.
the George Clooney.
And he was on almost every episode of season one. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah,
It's like really in there.
he was bouncing around sitcom. Wasn't he on Facts of Life too?
Yeah, he was on Facts of Life. He was on something else that I saw recently and now I'm forgetting.
So
Yeah.
cute.
And when did he get ER? Like 91 or something? Or was it later?
Yeah, I think it was early 90s.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he looks so cute. His like long curls and
That hair.
the clune.
I know. I know. And you really could see the talent then. He didn't feel sitcom either. He was great.
Yeah, I was like, get this movie star out of here. He's
Yeah. I was watching going like, does he know he's going to be selling tequila in 30 years, like his own branded tequila?
does he
Wow.
know the America's Favorite Bachelor for well into his
Decades.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all those women on Roseanne were so hilarious.
Oh, I know.
Crystal, the friend,
Crystal, Nancy.
was Sandra Bernhard Nancy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the best. She was a lesbian on the show.
Yeah.
You got to have that representation.
You have to. Well, and that's when you said that I got confused because I was like, did she date Jackie at some point? And I forgot. But no, I don't think so.
No, I think it was just a weird blip. Like, let's make Jackie a lesbian. Actually, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Nancy was originally with Arnie,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
who was
yeah.
Tom Arnold.
Yep.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we got him on that show.
Thank God.
That was quite a time for Roseanne and Tom.
Yeah, it was really weird. I noticed that, you know how I love the opening sequence, how they like have the camera go slowly around the table as they're having like a family night.
Yep.
And in the first season, Dan kind of comes around and like does something silly and she laughs and her laugh like ends the
Yep. Yep.
opening. And then when they changed it, she's the only one in that shot laughing. And I was like, already I feel like the power's getting weird. Like, why are you suddenly cutting out like a huge co-star? You know?
Yep. It's getting weird. Tom's here.
Yeah.
God. Laurie Metcalf won an Emmy for a guest starring spot on Hacks recently.
Great on Hacks.
Great on Hacks. And then did you ever watch Getting On?
Yeah, I watched Getting On when it was on, and I haven't rewatched it
I
since.
haven't rewatched it either, but it was really good.
Yeah, she was great. As a kid, I loved her in Uncle Buck,
Oh my God. Yeah.
that wild neighbor.
Yep.
And I loved her in Lady Bird.
She's great in Lady Bird. Yeah.
Oh my God. I tried to watch a movie last night called Making Mr. Right that she's in, but you could only buy it for like $20. And I was, yeah, not quite there.
Right. Well, the thought that counts.
Listen, if she'd been the star, I would have bought it. Okay. But I think she had a couple scenes.
I saw her in a play that I can't remember the title of, and I can't remember anyone else that was in it, but I remember leaving the play being like, that woman is so talented.
Was that in New York?
It was in LA. I think it was like a Laurie Anderson play. It was only four people, and I just remember her blowing the performance out of the water. Like
Oh my
so
God.
powerful in person, incredible
I
actress.
can only imagine. I would love, she's someone I would love to see perform
Yeah.
live in anything.
Yeah, I need her to have like a newsletter. I feel like she's doing a lot of, she does so many plays and she's still doing them. I need to know the schedule and maybe plan a New York trip or
Yeah,
find her wherever she is. Where's the Laurie Metcalf fan club?
I know. And she's not on Instagram. I checked.
She's not. Yeah, I checked
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
She's she's ignoring her socials. What's going on?
I mean, the coolest of cool. She doesn't need them.
She doesn't need him.
Just doing her thing.
Her daughter, maybe we can alert her daughter that she needs a newsletter.
Yeah, she has several kids, right?
I think she does have a couple kids. Her daughter is an actress, Zoe, who played, so Laurie was on Big Bang Theory, and then her daughter Zoe played her the character's daughter on Young Sheldon, if that makes any sense.
Yes, that makes sense. And I
Or
don't
not
know
the
how much
character's
these.
daughter, the character, the younger version of that character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fun
Isn't that
to
cute?
play, get to play your mom young.
Yeah. And they
That's
do
really
they
cool.
sound very the same. They have the same voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I need to watch it. I haven't really gotten into either of those shows yet. I need to.
I haven't either. I'm sure they're great, but I was just watching them in interviews and she sounds just like her.
That's crazy.
So cute. But just like tremendous list of projects that she's worked on, always crushing in. And that character is like one of the most memorable sitcom characters in TV history, I would say.
Oh, I think I absorbed that character at such a young age because I didn't even know. I mean, maybe that was when, around the time I knew I wanted to act, but I don't think I would have looked at her yet because she was an adult. But I think I absorbed that kind of humor because I've looked back at like the kind of improv I would do when I started, and
Yeah.
I would do those jokes of like, I'm 35 and I'm single and get a laugh also from an audience of 20 somethings at the just the number 35 was
I
hilarious.
know. I love the pain in the 35.
Yeah, 35.
35. God, such a baby.
But I do think I accidentally sort of like just started doing a lot of care. I loved the like sad but kicking
Yep.
character. You know, like
Yeah.
there was nothing self pitying about her. It was more that she was just desperate for things to work out.
Yeah. And she was going to try really hard
Yeah,
and fail probably, but it was going to be great.
and really sold it because Crystal's kind of a sad sack on that show
She
too. That's
totally is. Yeah.
kind of her whole thing. But I love that I love on that show too that like the characters know they're making jokes.
Yep.
So Jackie gets what's funny and Crystal doesn't. And that's such a choice of like, this is a self-aware sad person as opposed to like someone who will never understand like why their life
Yeah.
is
Crystal, I
sad.
feel like I wanted to just like send her home all the time.
Oh my God, all the time. I was like, I know this person and they're friends because they went to high school together. And that's it.
Yeah. Like we can't abandon Crystal. She has
Yeah.
nothing else.
Her husband's buried in a bridge column.
Right. It's like we just feel too guilty. We'll just invite her.
Yeah.
When you started to do comedy, did you start through improv or how'd you get into it?
Yeah, I guess it was improv. I came out here to do very serious acting. Like I wanted to be Claire Danes and do method
Oh,
acting. And that was the kind of classes I was in. But I would always be making fun of the exercises we were doing. And a few
yeah.
people were like, you should just do comedy. And I was like, insulted. Like, that's not real
Really?
acting. And then I had been on an improv team in college, and in my mind, I was like, but for fun. And now I'll go and do my very serious
Right.
acting. And so when UCB came out here, I was like, I'll just take a class, just for fun. And it was like
These idiots are up to, yeah.
one 101 class. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I was supposed to be doing. This is
Oh,
great.
that's so cool.
It
Yeah.
was so fast. And I was so nervous going in. I remember I parked in the car outside and I was like, maybe I just don't go in. This is stupid. Like, why
Yeah.
am I taking a class at age 28?
Right.
Because 28 seemed extremely old
So old
to
to
be
be
starting
learning
something,
anything.
anything new. Yeah.
You can't learn at 28. It's
No,
terrible.
come on. I'm 28. Come
I know
on.
everything. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, UCB will do that. Yeah. Get in there and then fall in love and then
Yeah.
realize there's all these fun people making shit up everywhere.
Oh my God. I feel like it changed my brain. It's that
Me
thing of
too.
when you'd be in line for a show and everyone's doing bits and I was like, my brain is thinking in second beats all the time. Like I would dream second beats and
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like it helped my writing so much to just learn how a scene can heighten and what the beginning, middle, end should be. And
absolutely. And learning too how quickly you can kill your own idea if someone else has a funnier one and how it's like
yeah,
it's all just being built. Like I feel like that was one of the biggest things was like nothing is precious. It was such a great lesson to just sort of be like, oh, yours, obviously. Like just
right.
and
Yeah,
then we
let's
just
go
run with that. Yeah.
and build it together. Yeah. So it was so fun. I miss doing improv. I haven't done it in a while.
I really miss it. And I mean I do the improvised podcast, but it's not scenic. I haven't done,
Do you do well, yeah, when was the last time you were on stage? Aren't you in a fun gal group?
we don't perform together anymore, but that was a really fun gal group. Wild Horses with
Yep.
yeah, Lauren Lapkus, Mary Holland, Stephanie Allen. And that
A
was
bunch of heavy hitters.
so fun. Yeah, that was I loved my Herald team too. That was just a great group.
What
But
was your
then
Herald team name?
Kid Grift.
Kid Grift. All right. Mine was
Flap
Flapjack.
Jackson. Oh, I know.
Did you know that? Oh my
Oh,
God.
I went to all those shows. I feel like you were in the generation like just before me. So when I was in classes, you were on Herald
Okay,
Night.
okay, yeah.
Um, but yeah, when Wild Horses formed, I was like, oh, how amazing to be doing improv with people who have such a similar sensibility that because when you're on Herald Night, you're put with people. So you're doing sometimes there's
Right.
the game is like a video game you've never heard of, or like
Sure. Yeah.
just a reference that you have to sort of be like, let me catch up. And on
Yeah.
Wild Horses, it was like the first time where it was like, oh, we all think the same thing is funny.
That's so fun. Yeah. When
Yeah,
you find that fluidity with people and it's like a seamless group mind, so satisfying.
it's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do miss that. It's been years because I'm still COVID conscious, so I have stopped doing much live performance.
Right.
But
There's a lot of
yeah,
people in a small space.
that is the
You're
issue.
COVID conscious. That's not me.
That is the issue. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just walking down the street and I'm like, that person just crossed way too close to me and I just breathed in all their junk.
I have noticed that my breathing patterns have gotten crazy since COVID. Like someone will go in front of me and I'm like timing, like I think their spray is going to hit me right about now. So I'll hold my breath and they'll go around this car. I mean, I feel like
Right?
insane.
Yeah. Well, we became aware of all of our air particles and
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Speaking of UCB, I'm going to bring up a segment, I guess it's called on this podcast, called Oh, She's Funny Recommends. And this week, I'm going to recommend a new podcast. Amy Poehler has a new podcast. Have you listened to this one? It's called Good Hang.
Fun. No, I haven't listened to it yet.
It's super chill. It just started like a few weeks ago. And something I love that she said about it is she I guess was asked to start a podcast and she's trying to think of like what's the hook of it. And she's like, in honor of all these guys just showing up and doing nothing on theirs, mine's just gonna be a good hang. I'm gonna call my friends and we're gonna hang out.
I love it.
Yeah, she's like, guys are just doing, showing up and doing whatever. So I don't need to make it a whole high concept. We're just
Whole
gonna, yeah,
shtick. That's
yeah.
great.
So check out Polar's Good Hang. She's the best UCB founder. Um, and if you haven't watched Roseanne,
Give
get
it a
on it.
rewatch.
One of the
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah.
Support Laurie Metcalf and her talents, and the rest of the cast minus Roseanne, I guess.
You can support her and her work in the 80s and 90s.
Right. It's hard when people whose creative outputs you really enjoy turn personally into bad people, which has happened many times over now to me.
Yeah, it's happened a lot. And it does seem to have so much to do with making a ton of money.
Yeah, I guess, when you and I make a ton of money, let's stay grounded.
Oh, I
Let,
thought you were going to suggest let's go
oh,
mega
let's
together.
let's join Roseanne. You know what? Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe they know something. So when we're super rich, we too will be assholes.
No, I think they know the same thing we know. I think they know how much money they can save in tax breaks. And I'm going to say right now, I only need like $1 million.
I know. I could do really well. I'd be happy to give it away in taxes and help
Absolutely.
people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something wrong with me? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for reigniting my love of Jackie. And it's a pleasure Appreciate you. You got any Instagram handles or anything we should know?
Yeah, Instagram is at girl with a tail.
Girl with the
And
tail. And please
thank you
listen
so
to
much.
College Town Podcast. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Super funny, Erin and Seth Morris. And thanks everybody for listening.